Welcome to Unfiltered News, guys. It is good to see you. Different time today. Just on Thursdays. Just on Thursdays. My meetings just lined up a little differently on Thursdays. On Thursdays, we'll do 1:15. We'll go an hour up on Thursdays. I should have said that yesterday. That's my fault. But yeah, so Thursdays will be 1:15 Central Standard Time versus the normal 12:15 Central Standard Time every day. It's so good to see you guys here. If you're just coming in, please hit the like button. It's very important that we do that. Also, guys, I want to go to the family first, as I do every day. I want to say hello to Stephen Day, man. He came in very early, 11:46. Consistent fella. Salute to Wally, man. Thank you for being here. B9 is in the building. Um, and then we have Mandrell. Mandrell still sounds like I'm underwater. Put a one if it does. If it still sounds like that, Mandrell. These daytime streams, well, they be struggling. But if it sounds like I'm underwater, guys, just put a one. If it sounds bad, if the sounds bad, put a one, and I'll adjust. I'll do what I can to adjust it for comfortability. All right. So, guys, I know you saw the title. All right, give me just a second, Andrea. All right, there we go. Bam. So, guys, here we go. It's good to see you guys, man. Mandrell, thank you for being here. B9, thank you. All right, Sir Hale, can you hear me now on your side? All right, everybody should be able to hear me now. But we've been talking about a lot lately, um, as far um, as a lot of stuff that is upsetting a lot of people. Upsetting a lot of people. My mama, was upset. She told me that some graves don't need to be dug up. And I just, respectfully said, Mama, I got to do it. I got to do it. I said that one of the biggest problems that we have right now is that we don't talk about the things. So again, I want to say, hey, out there to my brother, Sir Hell Speaks is in the building. So what's up, Sir Hell Speaks? He's here today. Thank you, man, for being here as well. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it, man. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So you guys saw the title. You guys saw the title. Let me go ahead and pull up the picture here so you guys can see it here. Yes. Let me zoom on in here and pull this on up to the forefront here and share this with you guys. Now, this right here will be considered. This right here, guys, is a real. It is real. It is real, right? This is in a museum, right? This is in a museum. Okay. And if you could just take a quick look at it, I'll zoom in a little bit more. If you take a quick look at it, you will see they can they considered the babies. They call them cakes. They call them cakes. And so back in the day, the department would say, let me full screen it. Here we go. The department would say this, and look at the top. If we go to the top here, if you can see my cursor, that right here says advertising department. So they would advertise cakes, and they would and they would sell bath soaps, and they would sell cakes. Cakes would be considered babies, right? Little black babies. And as you can see here on this stamp, it shows here, um, the removal of discoloration. So they would sell the bath salts where you scrub the babies up if you were a hunter, and you would take the babies and you would sit the babies out by the bank of the river, and you would allow them to cry, and the gators would come out of the water and snap them. And when the gators snap them, the hunters would kill the alligators. Oh, y'all think this is a movie? No, no, no. It's not a movie. So let's get to the story here. It's alligator bait. Let me pull up the second picture. This is one of the most famous pictures that are in the museums right now. One of the most famous pictures. Let me pull it up. X this one out here. That's the most famous picture right there. But I got a closer picture of it here. So let me pull it up. There it is. This is one of the most famous pictures that was in a museum as well. The dainty morsel, right? And so that's one of the most famous pictures there of that. Now, this right here, this young man right here, he it's in a museum. So they have it in a museum where you can go and actually see all the remnants. They have different pictures, but what I want to do is show you this little video first, and then we'll get into because all the pictures are in the slide. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the slide first. Here we go. Let me see. Let me stop sharing because I want you guys to have the volume in there. So here we go. Let me see. So yeah, here we go. I'm gonna let y'all take that in for a second. Alligator bait, right? Alligator bait. Yeah, crazy, right? Crazy. So good to see you, Captain Exec. Good to see you, Boss Lady Iris. For if you didn't know this prior to today, I always like to know the knowledge of the audience so we can, because I like that. I like the fact that we're learning. So if you did not know that little babies were snatched from their mothers and use as alligator bait, put a one in the chat. If you did not know, put a one in the chat. As you guys could probably see in that video, what's up, Craig? Craig, my brother's in the building. If you did not know. Okay, so listen, man. Um, when it comes to in one of those pictures here, you actually saw a live picture, a black and white picture of an alligator actually consuming a child. If you paid attention to those pictures. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to take about another minute and 4 seconds, and I'm going to go back through and I'm going to pause it at the very picture of the live one. I want you guys to see it for yourself, right? Because I think seeing is believing. And I want you guys to see this for yourself. So let me go back. Let me go back. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna play it again, and I want to pause it at the site of that picture. So here we go again, guys. As you can see, look at the right hand corner of that picture. Take a look at the right hand corner of the picture. Let me go to the cursor here. As you can see, my cursor, there we go. That is a real picture that's in a museum, ladies and gentlemen. That is considered to be a 7-year-old kid, I think, a 7-year-old. That is a real live picture of them using children as alligator bait. They would make the bigger children scream and holler and scream and holler and sit on the bank right by alligator infested waters in Florida. And as they would do that, the gators would come up out of the water and the hunters would get their guns ready and they would not shoot the gator until the gator had killed had deleted the child. Do you see it, guys? There it is, right here, where the cursor is. There is a real, actual picture of a man of a Caucasian. One of our Caucasian people took a picture of the alligator consuming a 7-year-old kid. But as you can see in that picture, the kid is holding on to the tree, and half of his body is inside of the alligator. See, look, the hands are here, the tree's there. He's holding on for dear life, and he's already deleted because his half of his body is in the gator. All the gator got to do is back up, go underwater. That's a wrap. That's a 7-year-old kid in the mouth of a gator. Wow. On the other pictures in the same video, guys, I'm going to continue. I'm just going to let it play out. Shout out to DM Global Creator, bemorenews.com, guys, if you want to check them out. That is where I get my information. They're very, very good at giving out information. So, guys, that's what we have. That's what we have. How do you guys feel about that, man? Put your feelings in the chat. I want to know how you guys really, really, truly feel about that. It's amazing to know some of these things that we didn't know. I'm going to keep that right there. I'm going to keep that there while I read this to you guys. So the question is, Ferris State University did a research on this particular alligator bait thing, and the question they put here, now there's a Jim Crow museum, and in that Jim Crow museum, all these pictures are there. All the live pictures of the alligators consuming little infants are there. And I mean, listen to you. If you want to know something, find you a Jim Crow museum where they have these on site there. And I want you guys to actually go and see it for yourselves. That little black babies between the month of a couple of weeks old, when they're screaming the most, when their lungs are producing the most, up until they were 8, 9 years old. See, they didn't take them really big kids, because the really big kids, the gators couldn't consume them as easy for them to, the gator had to wrestle with them. So they wanted somebody so small and tiny that the alligator could snatch and pull so they can actually fire. And sometimes the kids wouldn't even be deleted until the hunter shot them and the gator. Right? All right. So I want to leave that there, because this is in the actual picture that you see right above my head here. This actual picture is in the Jim Crow Museum, right? Where you can they even have it where you can buy it. Isn't that something? Craziness. So the question is, I'm currently involved in a campaign here against a fast food chain called Daisy's, who has an alligator bait picture on the wall of one of its franchises. I wrote to the vice president of the franchise in response to each restaurant have that what they want on the wall is American art. So they consider this, to make sure I'm pointing right, they consider this American art, guys. The fast food chain has a 50s USA theme to it, In the male, I explained the background of this image and that it's demeaning, horrible, and also that it may have historic background too. This is why I write to you. You have a very serious sight. Were babies ever used as alligator bait? This is Ferris State University doing their research. The answer: it isn't really a question of whether African American babies were used as alligator bait, but the question is how frequent was the practice? So now we already come to a conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. We've already come to a conclusion that it's true. The first sentence, they've already known that it's true. It's not really a question if they were used as alligator bait, but how frequently were they used as alligator bait? During slavery in the Jim Crow era in the United States, African Americans were brutalized and mistreated in almost every way imaginable. If there was a way to delete, oppress, or use an African American for any reason, it more likely happened. If the skin from an African American, watch this, guys. This is amazing. Look at yourself, touch your melanin skin, touch yourself, and know that you're beautiful. But know that your skin was not only used that not only was it kissed by nature's son, but it was used. It was used for things for our Caucasian people to use as something else. Watch this. They also found in their study here at Ferris State University, they said that it isn't really a question that the babies were used for alligator bait, but how frequent? Then it says during slavery and Jim Crow era in the United States, they were brutalized, they were beaten, right? They oppressed. Well, more likely, it happened and everything you can imagine horrible happened to a human, it happened to Black people. If the skin, watch this, the skin from African American people were used for leather shoes and handbags for their white wives. I'm gonna say this again. Put it in the chat if you did not know this. This is a passionate thing for me, guys. You could probably see the passion about to stir up in me. Black people's skin, once they were deleted, whether by hanging, whether by shooting, whether by sexual assault, no matter what the situation was, or what we talked about yesterday, the punch bowl in Natchez, Mississippi. Please go back and watch the video from yesterday. Wow. But it was used, they used Black people's skin for leather shoes and handbags. It's called human leather. Amazing. Then let's go this. Then pretty much let's continue the article here. Then pretty much all atrocities were possible and probable. African American babies being used as alligator bait really happened. And it happened to real babies. It doesn't seem to have been a widespread practice because it only happened in states that had really big alligators and they hunted alligators. So you wouldn't do this in New York. There's some alligators there. You wouldn't do this in upper states and up north, but you would do this in the southern states only. So the southern states, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Florida, these things would happen. Anywhere near the Gulf of Mexico, these things would happen. It is hard to process the thinking that could lead a person to actually use a live human baby as bait for an alligator. That is why the objects in the Jim Crow Museum are so important. They help tell the story of society and what defined African Americans as subhuman. Because if you go, that's why I don't understand how our Black people can say, and I don't mean to be facetious, but I don't understand how Black people can say our forefathers, our rights, our Bill of Rights, our freedoms, it had nothing to do with you, because even in our Constitution it says that we're 3/5 human beings. We're not considered human. So Ferris State University, guys, if you want to go check out their research, they have it here in public for public consumption. So it says that the Jim Crow Museum is very important as subhumans by portraying them as savage and worthless creatures. If people are indoctrinated over and over again with items, images, objects, and practices that devalue the humanity of African Americans, then practices like African Dodger, human zoos, and alligator bait became possible. Guys, you listen, I was this close. I was this close for pulling that in here, but I need that for another show.
We're gonna use that for another show. Human zoos, where they had this big zoo in Missouri, where they had nothing but African Americans. They had them behind cages, and when people come, they would make them pretend to be animals, and they would jump up and down all day. If they didn't, they would get beat or deleted. That's a show for another day. We're gonna tackle that too. Human zoos. In 1908, the Washington Times reported that a keeper at the New York Zoo Garden baited alligators with pickaninnies. Anybody know what pickaninnies are? Children, black children. Out of their winter quarters, in the article, two small colored children happened to drift through the reptile house among the throng of visitors, and they were pressed into the service. The alligators wobbled out as quickly as they could after the ebony mites. They called this is what they said back in the day, y'all. This is the kind of words they used. After the ebony mites, who darted around the tank just as the pursuing monsters fell with grunts of jargon into the water. The gators were coerced into their summer quarters by plump little African babies. The headline in the September the 21st, 1923 Oakland Tribune reads, Pickaninny bait lures voracious gator to death, and mother gets her baby back in near or no perfect condition at all. They were selling the babies as bait, guys, for $2 a baby. Oh my God. They were selling the babies for $2 a child as bait. They would go into the plantations and take the babies from their mothers, snatch the babies from their mother's arms, and sell the babies for $2 a head. OG Patrice said, my friend found one of the original pictures of the alligator bait babies that was found in a garage sale. We took it to an auction, and HBCU wanted it for display for free. My friend said, no way. Absolutely. That's history. Cole Swan said, human zoo? ? Yes. Absolutely. We're going to tackle it, though. We're going to tackle it. So, guys, I want to get through a lot more stuff here because I got one more story I need to share with you guys. But this right here are the pickaninnies, right? Y'all need to research this stuff and share this with your children. Let them know how far that we've come so we can know where we're going. Black history right now, they're pouring acid all over it. They're putting bleach all over it. They're trying to clean it up because now now they used to say if you don't want a black person to know something, put it in a book. But now that black people are reading, such as myself, been reading since I was a kid, been interested since I was a kid with no platform, now a man with one. Now I can share these things with you guys. They're trying to wash it all out. Oh, this stuff didn't happen. Oh my God. They don't want CRT, critical race theory. They don't want that taught because they understand these type of things will come up from the root of the ground and show itself. They don't want you to know this information. Why? Why is this so important if it does not matter and we should get over it, then why work so hard in Congress to suppress CRT? Why work so hard to suppress the information that we don't know? I just showed you in the chat. If you're just coming in, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the family if you've already subscribed. But I've already shown you in the chat. If you did not know this, put a 1. Everybody put a 1 in the chat. The ones were coming in because nobody knows this information, but please believe at night we have fun. During the day, I got to get this real tip with you guys. I got to let you guys know what the real is. I'm gonna read this and then we're done. One of the most disturbing articles about using babies as alligator bait was reprinted in numerous United States papers from 1888 until 1911. This article refers to an advertisement. Babies wanted for crocodile bait will be returned alive. That's the lie, always. The whole process is described in detail and painted as a harmless way for mothers to earn a small consideration for the use of their dark brown infants with curling toes to attract crocodiles or alligators. Jesus Christ. That's it, y'all. That's all I want to read. But we all need to know this. Jamal, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. I make sure they're at a certain age. I wouldn't do it for 5 and 6 year olds. I don't think they're ready for that. But let's share it with the ones that that have the validity to think for themselves, and to know and to understand. But kids right now, whether you know it or not, Jamal Williams, I think the kids watch more vulgar stuff on their phones than they do. Then this would be what they watch on their phones will probably be nothing compared to what they see here, right? And so as we look at this picture, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take it down. Now, the next one I got, because we're going to get through this pretty quick today. The next one I have here for you guys is something else. Let me stop sharing. I have something. Let's see. Else I wanted to share with you guys. Where is it at? There it is. There we go. There we go. Let me share it. So this right here. All right. So as you can see, it says something. It's called "Hit the Nigger Baby." Hit the Nigger Baby. So "Hit the Nigger Baby" was a game they played. It was at a carnival. And the carnival, you have to go back and watch it 7 Miles, man. Thank you for being here. 2 Cents Uncensored, thank you for being here. Jamal Williams and let's see, Yvonne Bryant, thank you for being here. Cars Card, thank you for being here as well. I just seen you guys come in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this was called "Hit the Nigger Baby." Okay, we're gonna go through this Black History thing. Okay, it's gonna be tough, but let's hold on to it. This was called "Hit the Nigger Baby." And what they would do, they would take a booth and they would cut little holes in it and they'll put the head of the children in there and they'll scrap the kids down on a board. They would scrap them down on a board and they would peek their heads out through a little curtain. They would peek their heads out and they tie them down. Their heads would be stuck like this all day. And the kids, as you see the little white fuckers, I'm sorry, with the little white boys right here, would take the balls, baseballs, and they would throw as a carnival. They would throw the balls into the holes, and if you could hit the nigger baby in the head, you would get a prize. This is an actual photo from one of the carnivals. There it is. You see it? Hit the nigger baby. They would tie the kids down to a board, stick their head out of their little hole right there. Let me get the cursor so you guys, their little hole right here. And if you could hit the nigger baby in the head, you would get a gift. You would get a prize. But Black people, remember, get over it. Get over your past. Get over it. Get over what happened to Black people. Y'all get over. We got other things to think about. Get over it. But what about the little babies that didn't make it past this? They ended up with brain trauma. They ended up with a mental condition if they survived. Ended up in death. Where the babies would be snatched from their moms, and they would go get hit in the head all day at a carnival just for a little white boy to get a little toy. Right? Doesn't it anger you? Does it put something inside of you that you didn't know this? And second of all, that it actually happened. Amazing. Amazing. Hit the nigger baby, right? Matter of fact, I got an article on "Hit the Nigger Baby" as well. It says carnival games in the 19th and early 20th centuries highlighted and exploited white people's hostility toward Blacks, presenting African Americans as willing victims of white aggression, made the violence seem normal and legitimate. Games like the African Dodger, also known as "Hit the Nigger Baby" or "Hit the Coon," which used actual human targets, were commonplace in local fairs, carnivals, and circuses. Sometimes a picture or model of an African American was used instead, but the message was clear: unprovoked violent aggression towards Blacks was the social norm. The social norm. How does this make you feel, guys? How does this make you feel? Amazing. Amazing. I think hold on a second. I think let me see, we got an ad in the paper. Yeah, I think I found it, but that's not a problem. You guys get the concept. They would throw balls and hit you in the face with the ball. Now let's get to modern day. Now let's get to modern day times. Modern day times are even better. Let's talk about modern day times here. Not only did they do it then, but now they made it into a game to the day. And I guarantee you in the chat, I'll give you 15 seconds in the chat to tell me what game that they took from hit the baby nigger. Tell me tell in the chat right now for 15 seconds. Tell me, somebody put in the chat, what game is used today that's the same as that one, but they changed the name of it. 2 cents uncensored said dodgeball. No. Somebody, come on, give me a guess. Somebody, we got 8 seconds. Anybody know? Nope, not baseball, Cole. You not baseball. You guys ain't you got no, not dodgeball, Stephen Day. Mm-mm, mm-mm. 7 Miles here, Pop Goes the Weasel. No, sir. I haven't heard that in years, though. Anybody? 3 seconds. Nope. Today we have a game called today we have Dunkin' Booths. And what you do is you put a man in it and you throw at him until he falls down. Now they changed the game so you can hit the outside of it instead of hitting the person. But the concept, if you guys want to go, I want you guys to go research this stuff. Don't just listen to me, but go dig a little deeper. They took hit a nigger and turned it into Dunkin' Booth. You did? Oh, you said that? You sure did. You did. 2 cents uncensored. You win. You win. 2 cents uncensored. She did say it. I had to go back up in the comments. She's absolutely correct. Now it's Dunkin' Booths. Guys, I can't make this. I can't make it up. I can't make this up, guys. Isn't this amazing? That now that if you're just getting here, it's 24. You guys, go ahead and hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for me so we can get 24 likes. Also, if this is your first time here, welcome, 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 welcome to class. Right? Welcome to if you know this, thank God you know it. If you don't know it, I'm here to tell you about it because it's Black History Month. And I know we're going to get back to the news maybe around March, but I feel like I need to do this because it's a lot of things that we don't know. A lot of things that we don't know, guys, that we need to discuss. So I'll continue this until the end of the month. But we need to have these conversations. Now, if you're just getting here, we talked about the babies. We talked about, matter of fact, I'm gonna use a little bit more time here for you guys being here and being patient. I'm gonna go back here and show those who just pulled up in their cars to this magnificent class of what we have going on. I'm going to show you guys this again. And for those who already watched it, you probably want to see it again too, because you may see something you didn't see the first time. But the first thing we talked about today is that our Caucasian counterparts used African American babies as alligator bait to hunt alligators. They would throw them out by the alligators and they would use them as bait. And I'm going to show the video one more time. One more time. Here we go. Now, guys, I want you guys to take a look. For you that just got here, we discussed this earlier, but I want you to take a look at this right hand corner. This is an actual picture that's in the Jim Crow Museum of a 7-year-old boy. I think he's 7 or 8 years old, being consumed by alligator as bait. They have him tied to the. As you can see, he's holding on to the tree. His hands are here, and the tree's there. He's holding on for dear life, not knowing his life is already over. The gator's about to drag him under. About to drag him under. My God. So let's continue on. This this right here is an actual picture of the advertisement. And they had an advertisement called Alligator Bait. And this guys is an actual picture. Screenshot it. Show it to your children that are old enough that can handle it. This is how they sold them. And they would take them out just like this, aggravate them, let them cry, and put them out by the water. This is an actual picture that's inside of the Jim Crow Museum of alligator bait. Guys, I know you didn't know this, and I'm glad you know it today. B9 says, OG Patrice, look in the comments. Guys, it's amazing the pain and the agony that we went through as a people as I close today. Guys, these videos are good enough. I try to keep the language down because these videos are good enough to show children. These videos are good enough to show in classrooms. These videos are, if you're teachers, these videos are good enough to show anybody that don't know the history of our people. To take a little baby and to plant it beside the waters to be consumed. Also, you could have leather shoes and leather clothes. And what you guys have to understand, some of the most well-known clothing creators, we'll get into that another day, because I want to talk about the blood diamonds, and I want to talk about how we get every kiss begins with K, where those diamonds originate from. We'll talk about that another day. But to have black babies tied to boards and their heads sticking out of holes, and you as a white man pay so you can throw baseballs and hit them in the top of the head. Can you imagine the sound of the baseballs hitting the skulls? Can you imagine the skulls that are already cracked and the flesh is now seeping through the skulls because the baseballs continue to hit it? Do you know how it feels to get your baby back after a long day of getting hit in the head with baseballs all day? Can you imagine a husband and a wife taking their family of 4 to a carnival and says, guys, do y'all want to play hit a nigga? And the kids say, yeah, daddy, we'll take 4 balls, please. And they throw the balls and hitting the children in the head, cracking their skulls and deleting them. Some of them didn't even make it. Some of the circus that go on in the world today are descendants of this behavior. Bayrak, Shrine, all used to do this. They all used to have hit a nigga. Hmm? And that's why it's so hard for me to understand why we want to cover up something so bad. And some people watch this and say, why we got to go back and look at this? Why? Because nobody knows. Nobody knows this information. Nobody knows that babies were thrown to alligators to be fed to alligators because white men wanted to get alligator skin and alligator meat. So they used the little babies instead of using a hog or a chicken. They used human beings, babies, guys. We can't forget these people. We can't forget the babies that suffered from getting hit in the head with baseballs. We can't forget them. We can't forget the story that I said on yesterday. Guys, if you're just coming in, please go to the video from yesterday. Go to the video from yesterday and watch about the punch bowl in Natchez, Mississippi, where the babies, where the babies and women and men were thrown after they got their freedom of slavery. The white Confederate soldiers decided to throw them all in a hole together and let them disease out and die together. And they buried them where they lie. And now, in the places where the bodies were discovered, peaches grow there. And people say that the fruit there is cursed because they know what caused the ground. They know what's under the ground and what fertilized the ground. Guys, this has been I'm trying to keep it together. So this has been Black Men Unfiltered for today. Um Guys, I want you to keep reading and keep discovering and keep knowing about what our people went through as a people. And guys, if you're just coming in here today, I thank you. Um, if you guys want to, I mean, please subscribe. The subscriptions are important. I really appreciate it. If you want to donate to Black Men Unfiltered, to Black Media, please support Black Media. My Cash App is down at the bottom. Black Men Unfiltered is my Cash App. If you want to send something, that's fine. But hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I appreciate everything that you guys do. I appreciate you guys for showing up today. I appreciate you guys for being here and learning something new today. Tomorrow, we're going to be I'm going to talk about something tomorrow that's going to be even more deeper. The consumption of the Negro. I think it's time. The consumption of the Negro. I will, Mandrill. I will continue to bring this information to you guys. People don't know about these things. And we still wear alligator skins. And some of the companies, guys, listen, some of the companies that provide the most alligator skin right now, the alligator belts and shoes that black people go and spend their whole tax dollars on. These companies were companies that were using these black babies. Google it, research it. Some of these companies are partnered with Louis Vuitton is partnered with a company that does leather and does alligator skin that was tied to this very thing. Leather companies that have been around for almost 100 years, and we still buy from these people, but we didn't know. But when you learn better, you do better. So, guys, as I end the show today, as I always end the show, thank you for your donations. If you send a donation, thank you so much. Um, Thank you guys for showing up today. Please hit the like button, subscribe button. Jenny, thank you for being here as well as a moderator. Vaughn, thank you for being here as well as a moderator. But I always say this at the end of each show, guys. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you. You donate, thank you for everything. But the most important thing is every day I end my show, I have to say this. Do something nice for someone. If you're standing in line today, if you see someone that's struggling to pay for their groceries, pay for their groceries. If you see someone that wants a cup of coffee, a $3 cup of coffee, buy them that coffee. If you see someone that's behind you in line at your restaurant or whatever, buy their lunch, buy their dinner. Do something nice for someone. The world needs you today. The world needs you today. And if you can't find anybody around you right now to do anything for, self-care is the best care. Do something nice for yourself. You guys have been truly amazing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for learning. Thank you for wanting to come in and learn something new every day. Tomorrow we'll be back at our regular schedule. For those who are watching on Thursdays, we'll do 1:15 because my meetings coincide with that time on Thursdays. But every other day, 12:15, I'll be right here on time, ready to talk to you guys. Thank you so much. The world needs you guys. Do something nice for someone. If you can't do anything nice for someone, do something nice for yourself. This has been Unfiltered News today with your Black History for the month of February. See you guys tomorrow. Peace. See what just happened? They don't want me to be great. They don't want me to be great. But no, thank you guys for real. I have 19 people watching. Hit the like button because my goal is to get to 1,000. My goal is to get to 1,000, and you guys can help me get there. So if all of you can find 5 people today, don't group text nobody, but find 5 people to subscribe to this channel, man, and get this number up, man. Come on, we 300 and some odd away from being at 1,000, and you guys can help me get there. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:15 Central Standard Time. Thank you for watching. This is Unfiltered News. Peace.